UC Bolton Royd is a multicultural school. We have a high percentage of ethnic minority children who bring with them rich culture, but also challenges for our teachers. The children have limited experience of English when they start with us. Good EEL teaching, as all good primary teaching, should be based around children being able to see and to do and to become fully engaged in the learning. We've strong links with the mosque, and we've visited the mosque and looked at their teaching methods. We've talked to the mosque as well about our approaches to discipline, our positive behaviour policy and so on. So that was a nice link. But I do think we do have the confidence of our parents, and that makes a big difference, really.
Liam, how many do you think we've got?
We always make sure that the curriculum links are tangible links to make sure that they have strong connections, because otherwise the children won't be able to see those connections. But it does mean that in one lesson you might be covering science and ICT and geography all in one lesson, and I just think it's really helpful for the children in seeing that literacy and maths are not subjects on their own, but they're part of the wider world. I need to count how many seeds there are. So if I spread those out, how many seeds are there?
15.
The gardening club has been in school for a while now. I think gardening has a very calming influence. You know, it's a much slower pace than you might have in a maths lesson or an ICT lesson. And they know that what they do has an impact and it has an effect. If they accidentally break a stem, then that's going to damage the plant. And we instill in them that they have to respect the plants. They might be terrified of a millipede, but they'll still look after it and make sure it's OK. And I think that's why gardening is important. It's a different approach to teaching. And if you can get children outside, away from the confines of the classroom, it can give them so many different experiences and skills. Those little tomatoes will hopefully grow into some really big, juicy red tomatoes. Have you seen those, Nikita? The gardening club tend to drive things forward. So, for example, at the moment we're having a whole school potato competition where all the classes have been given potatoes and they've got to try and grow as big an amount of potatoes as they can. Do you notice that one has got a flower, and what does that mean to Jamal if it's got a flower?
It means the potatoes are ready.
It means the potatoes are ready.
That's right, Tyler. Really exciting.
Empty the potatoes onto the floor.
Wow.
That's actually from our plant into our basket, okay?
We've got 400 grams onto the edge. Yeah, pull it
Remember,
apart.
even those tiny ones are important.
Today it was all about a cross-curricular curriculum, which was creative, exciting, first-hand experience for the kids, so that they're motivated, they're enjoying it, and when they're enjoying it, they remember it, so they're learning, living and learning.
10, 11.
For a lot of our children, it was an absolute new experience for them, something that they've not tried out before. So for them to have been given it from a seed, then to watering it, taking care of it, then to see what it produces, I think they've been really excited by it, because some of them were not really sure where the potatoes were coming from. We had comments like, well, where's it growing? I can't see it. And so they were really excited.
Just check there aren't any little ones hiding under the leaves or in the roots. 400 grams?
Which class grew the most potatoes?
It's the same amount.
It is the same amount. So does it matter how many potatoes you grow?
No.
It doesn't really. It doesn't matter how many you've grown, because both classes were the same, 400 grams.
Using the outside as an outside classroom, found that the children have been really motivated, engaged with the learning, and actually really taking pride in the work and what they're doing. They're really eager to please and excited with the work that they're producing as well.
We've got our potato summer fair, and every single activity is to do with potatoes.
And not just potatoes, but maths and potatoes.
A lot of our children being EAL, it develops them socially as well. With the social skills, they're interacting, they're cooperating, they're sharing, which is actually really good, a really major skill for our children to develop.
We're predominantly lots of boys in both classes. And I think boys are very kinesthetic learners. These activities help them in their learning style because it is big and it's practical and it's outside and, you know, it's just more exciting for them.
We're gonna sort of to the biggest and smallest here.
And we tried to focus on it as well, making it be, give them a chance to discover and explore and be creative as well.
Aisha, could you count how many bags of potatoes you've bagged up? How many?
And this it was balancing.
4 bags, well done. So how many bags have you bagged up altogether? 9 bags. How many grams are in each bag?
100.
100, good boy.
When you see the children out there excited, engaged, motivated, learning, I think it's really worth it,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you get the 1 point? Get your pneumaconche.
Our stimulus today is in my bag, which is a bit unusual. Just start examining it carefully. Think about what questions I might be going to ask you. How is this going to develop? As your new friend, you are going to have to find out everything you can about that potato. Our Monday literacy lesson every week is Philosophy for Children, or P4C as it's becoming known. We started off with the potatoes, which was quite a fun stimulus today to get the idea going, but to go beyond that. So afterwards they were thinking about their friends, they were thinking about how you would make a friend. We talked about imaginary friends, for example, so I'm thinking more deeply.
For this one, you could, it's got all these markings here, it's got a bit there, and it's got a sticking out bit over there. If this was a person, this could be a teenager, it's got all these spots, teenage spots.
I think the surprising thing is the children who find it difficult to contribute, and that we do find that they have more to say in philosophy sessions, which is good. They feel comfortable and they realise that we're not looking for an answer, so they can put forward their opinion and listen to other children as well, which is different from a lot of lessons.
We have many links with outside agencies. We have links with the Focus on Food project. So, for instance, a cooking bus that comes into school, fantastic opportunity for children to go on the bus with adults. And again, we've brought that into the community, so our parents have had an opportunity to go on the bus as well.
So we're going to add with this. Now it's chopped up, but this is what it looks like. Does anybody know what this is? Do you know?
Spinach.
Spinach. Does it grow on bushes, or does it grow below the ground or above the ground, do you think?
Above the ground.
It does. It grows above the ground. So it's a leafy vegetable and it just grows above. Does anybody know how many portions of fruit and vegetables you should have a day? Yeah.
At least 5.
At least 5, exactly. Focus on Food believes every child should have the right to learn how to cook. If children learn how to cook, that they're empowered to make healthy choices, informed choices about the food they eat. They don't have to rely on convenience produce. If you cook with children, if they grow their own food, they're more likely to sit down and try it.
We're going to need for about another 2 minutes.
I mean, I don't make things like this, so it must make the children want to do it as well.
She likes a lot of savoury things as well as sweet stuff, and she helps out with cooking and stuff like that. She's taught me a lot of tips by holding the knives and making the bridges and stuff like that.
Cooking is a brilliant cross-curricular subject. It can be linked across the curriculum. For example, if you did weighing and measuring in maths, you could practically apply that. In geography, you can discuss food miles, you can talk about climate change and how it affects crops. In history, you can talk about Roman and Vikings, what they used to eat in the past. And religion is a wonderful subject to get children to think about other cultures, open your mind, experiment with different foods and what religions celebrate. It's endless what you can do.
this. When they make something, they want other people to taste it. Mom, taste it. I made this one, and they feel excited about this. And the more everyone to appreciate and the praise that they have done something, the more confident, and they feel that they can do something and help moms, and they can make something for themselves. So more independent. Not all the time they're sitting down on the sofa watching telly and say, "Mom, I'm hungry. Bring me something to eat."
The buddying system that Elaine has run and she's developed is absolutely fantastic. I mean, she's very much committed to those children in that they shall grow up as children of the world, know about how to share, how to empathise with other children. She's very clever at linking children who may be really, really shy and insecure and finding another buddy that can kind of bring them on and focus on behaviour for some children. It makes a happy, safe playground for all the schools.
To become a buddy, you have to apply for the job, which is quite an adult thing. There's a job description, there's a job application form, parents have to give the children a reference as well. So it's just like being a grown-up, really. The benefits for the older children is it prepares them for high school, really. And also they're developing friendships. So we don't have lonely children. There's always somebody who you can go to and, make new friends.
You've got to be a good role model. You've got to, not shout at people. You just got to ask them not to do it, don't shout. And I wanted to become a buddy because I needed some more friends. And I wanted something to do because I didn't have that much stuff to do. To become a buddy to improve my behaviour and really make some more friends.
You actually see children change overnight in behaviour, attitudes, children that have sometimes probably not made the right choices about their own personal behaviours, but because they're now in a position, a peer, some a role model, you actually see them literally change and develop. We've had a lot of children that you wouldn't recognise at the end of the year as to how they were at the beginning.
I strongly believe that children only get one chance at this, and we've got to get it right. We've got to make sure the first thing is that they're happy in their learning, happy coming to school, they feel safe and secure. Our last Ofsted report, for example, quotes a child who says, "We're doing exciting, enjoyable things, and then we realise we're learning." And that really summed it up for me. That's what primary education should be about.